Hey, hero fans, this is Todd. So I wanted to show you guys something I came up with, and it's kind of cool. I was kind of playing around with this idea, and originally I made it for using a TV set on my desk as a background or a backdrop for all my action figures. So what I did was I made these different scenes and stuff, and then I could put it on my TV and then have my action figures be in front of it and have some cool things. So this is an example of one right here, and this is the Origins Castle Grayskull. And all I have back here is just my iPad stuffed back here. So you can see here's my iPad, and I got this video playing on here. Let me go ahead and shrink this down so I can restart it. And then it just plays with some cool little animation. And then if I stick it back here in the doorway, there we go. Resize it accordingly. Put something behind it to hold it in place. And then I got some cool animated background going on there where I can make it work. Now, I didn't actually make this for Origins. I actually made it for my big, giant, massive Castle Grayskull here. But it does work for Origins if I turn the tablet sideways. So let's go ahead and put it in the large castle. And I got a little better animation for the large one that I created. So let me go ahead and pop this out of here. So, for the large castle, before I jump to the large castle, let me first check your guys' comments and see what you have. And then I will, let's see, UbiTubi, RubyTubi, on Ruby. All right. Hey, Dean, thanks for joining us. Mike, thanks for being here. Let's see, Night might behind my Grayskull looks amazing with red light behind it. Nice. That's really cool, Dean. All right. So, let me turn my volume down. You don't hear an echo then. All right. So, one thing somebody asked me, which I want to make sure I do include this in the video, and that is, how do classic figures look next to the Origins Castle? Because that's what somebody wanted to know. So here is a classics figure here. Spare parts guys. You guys probably recognize them. And we can bring the light over here so you guys can see this better. Burp. There we go. Ugh. Work, light, work. Oop. And there goes my light. That's what I get for trying to quickly set up a light. There we go. All right, so you can see that with the door actually closed, it's not too bad. He's about the right height to fit inside there. But the problem is, once you open up the door, where is that ridiculous He-Man? I shall use She-Ra's sword. Ha! Once you open the door, let's see if her sword works for the castle. It does. And you put him on the doorway, he now is too tall to fit in there. So, there you go. Yep. It's done broke. No, it just slipped out of his hand because it's such an itty-bitty sword. The dagger of protection. Oh! Anyway, now, on the inside, his head does hit the ceiling just a little bit, depending on where you're at, but there's little supports in here, and so it's hard to get the figure to move around even on the inside. So even on the inside, it's a little bit too tight for him. All right, so let's go ahead and look at your guys' comments. What you're doing reminds me of the Supernaturals. Yeah, it kind of does. So, like I said before, I used to have this giant castle with a TV set behind it. That's why I made the original, was the TV could sit behind it. But I decided instead to use, it's like, you know what, that doorway is about the same size as my iPad. And all of a sudden I had a spark. It's like, hey, I could just shove my iPad inside there. So let's go ahead and shrink this one down. And this is the video I made for Inside Castle Grayskull. Let's go ahead and put that back there. And, hold on a second. That's the hardest part about this, is trying to get it back there without knocking everything over. So let's try this again. I need to get something back there to hold it in place. You can kind of see how cool that looks already. And now I just need a box to put back there or something. Speaking of boxes, I happen to have this guy in a box on eBay right now. Starting bid is $1. So if you guys want to get this guy still mint in the box, the starting bid for it's $1. The link's in the auction. I'm going to use his box right now. There it is. Ooh, to hold up my iPad on the inside. Now the box is open on the bottom. The tape was not all the way sealed when I got it. So I just carefully opened it up to make sure the figure inside was in good shape. And it looked like it was in great shape. So there we go. All right. So now you can kind of see how that looks inside there and its awesomeness. Oh, come on, tripod. There we go. And the idea is, and you could then have a classics figure standing in front of there, like the Tila Sorceress or something. She could be having some cool special effects going on behind her. Now, there's no sound effects yet. My next version is going to have sound effects, and I'm hoping to make an iPad app eventually, or an iPhone app that then will then play. You can choose what things you want to pop up. Now, that may be future, but for right now, I'm just sticking it in a members only area on YouTube just so we have it. But you can see how cool that can look, having all that background. And of course, I'm going to have a video that's going to be, you know, the transformation of He-Man, so that would be cool too. So I can shrink this down just a little bit. Make it bigger. Oh, there we go. And I'm going to scoot the iPad over because it's not quite centered. Oh, now I scooted it too far one way. It's hard to tell from the back where it's at, but if I was going to set up a whole entire video shoot, I would have it all set up ahead of time. All right. So let me know what you guys think of these cool backdrops. Now, the idea that I'm working on is not just backdrops for inside the castle like you see here, but it's also going to be backgrounds that are actually, you can put on a TV set behind you as well, like having a Castle Grayskull off in the distance and some lightning and some other stuff. And you can then choose, you know, if you're going to have He-Man transform and have the cool lightning effects in the background. And of course, like I said, I'm going to add sound effects to it. But this is just kind of my rough test to see how it looks. And that's kind of what I was just kind of messing with. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to do. Something kind of a little different with some different effects and stuff. So, hey, Jeremy, thanks for joining us. So let's see. Let me see your guys' questions. And they only pop up for a few seconds while I'm doing this. But like I said, the iPad fits both in this castle standing up, and it also fits in the Origins castle laying down this way. So you can have background effects in both of them. So it's kind of a fun, cool thing to do. Now, I haven't tried it. My Facebook is actually Hebrew. If you want to find me, Jeremy, the best way to find me is to go to he-bro.com, he-bro.com, and in there's a link to my Facebook. So you can check that out on my Facebook if you want to get to it. So there is my cool idea. All right, so let me see some of your guys' questions. It does look pretty cool. You know what? I'm going to turn the lights off. Hold on a second. Make Origins dungeon. You know what's funny? I've been asked that question a lot, and I think I'm going to have to make one just because it is so cool. You can see it over there, my classics one, and it's kind of a pain to make them, but I think I'll make one and then throw it up on eBay. Maybe I'll make two. I don't know. I'll see how the first one goes. But it does take a while to make them, so it's not going to happen right away. But yeah, I think because so many people have asked me now, I'm going to have to make at least one to put on there. So look for that eventually for my Origins dungeon. It's funny, it looks so small sitting over there. It's actually pretty big. I have not tested to see how this fits inside the Origins, or not Origins, but the Classics castle yet, because I never used the Classics door. I always use this door for my figures. Oh, unfortunately, I don't have a regular He-Man. I have this one. He's got both swords. And that's what I was thinking about, making something that actually has the transforming sequence on there too. All right, so real quick again, I'm working on these videos. Right now it's in the members only area. The members haven't been approved yet from YouTube, so eventually once they're approved, I'll have those on there. I would suggest if you do become a member to get these videos, just once you get to them, download them and then save them on your phone or your iPad. That way it's much easier to adjust the sizes. I found out if you play them straight from YouTube, you can't change the size. And it's like, what? That kind of stinks. So that's probably the best way to do it, is just download them yourself from there by hitting the record button on your iPad or iPhone and then record them and then use them that way. I'm hoping to make an app, and the app then will have these things in there with different elements you can choose. I've had some crazy ideas too about having like the sorcerers in the background walking up and down the stairs or something, or some other things like that to make it fun, and things you could choose to do that way by having that in there. So that's some other kind of crazy ideas I have. Let me try to get these lights out. Let me try again. Off my last light. Boop. You can now see the silhouette of He-Man inside the castle. That's kind of a cool, fun lightning effects or whatever is going to go on. Yeah, it's just on a loop. So eventually it'll light us some lightning. It's cool. You can see the She-Ra thing lit up in there too. That's fun. Thanks, Rock, and I appreciate that. Yep, so that is what I've been working on lately. I'm going to have some other backdrops like I was saying. This is just one of many. And the idea is eventually I will have ones that are also made just for TVs sitting on your table, or to set the table in front of your TV so you can have some cool backdrops. Is it He-Man or Faker? Well, he's got both swords, so I'm guessing it is actually He-Man. But this is Faker here, who stole She-Ra's old sword. Ah! There we go. Stand, man, stand. I don't know why these guys just... There we go. It's just too rough of a surface for them to stand with the feet like that. All right. Again, real quick, I do have this guy for sale. Starting bid, $1. And the link's in the description. Check it out. And it's actually not a loose one. It's actually one in the box. And real quick, this iPad idea does work for both the regular castle and the Origins. All right, you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. And I will see you guys next video. Let's see. I'll put this He-Man figure up there. He's the same size as the Classics. He's just Spare Parts Man. Spare Parts Man. So you can kind of see the size of the opening of that awesome Castle Grayskull. All right. It is pretty cool. I'm actually pretty happy with my little thing going on. Thanks, Richard. I appreciate it. All right. I will see you guys next video. And I'm not sure when the next one's going to be. I'm hoping to kick one out tomorrow. But I've got a lot of things still, you know, a lot of irons in the fire. So we'll see if I have time to make a video tomorrow. So thanks again for watching. Actually, this light makes some cool effects. It's just a small little desk light. But if you set it right, I mean, it's kind of cool looking. Gives it kind of an ominous kind of look on the castle. Brr, brr, brr. Yeah, like this. Like, who's that hiding in the shadows? Oh, it's the Clops of Try. Anyway, I will see you guys next video. Bye now.